On today's episode.
Welcome. Here I'll show repairs I've done and share the techniques and tools that I use. If you find this video valuable or even entertaining, please subscribe as it really helps. It's great to get your feedback, so leave a comment below and don't forget to hit that like button. Also check out the description below because there'll be additional information and some useful links. So what we have here is a Wolder tablet, and it's taken a fall and had a blow probably to that side there, which has cracked the actual LCD screen. Obviously we can see this part of the screen is wiped out, but the digitizer still functions, and I've managed to find a replacement screen, so we'll get that swapped over and I'll just show you how that's going to be. This by the way is a Wolder mitab Epsilon, so these are quite popular, especially here in Spain, but it's a fairly generic device. I'm sure you'll find similar things wherever you are. So I can see on the side here there are a couple of screws, so that'll be the point to start at. So I'm just going to switch the thing off and we'll start getting inside. So having removed the screws, now we're going to start just releasing the back cover. Now I like to use just the fingernails to start with. If you are challenged in that department, you can get these tools are supplied with many screen replacement kits. It was just an ordinary guitar plectrum, and I store my screws to stop losing the little guys. And this is just the rubber strip out of a fridge door. So moving along the edges there. Now it's wise to be cautious and not just rip the back off entirely, because there are usually speakers or possibly other things which are stuck to the back cover, and they're just, as we can see, let's flip that around. Yes, there are little speakers stuck to the back panel there. So we'll just release those. So looking at the internals, you can see the panel that we need to replace is at the back there, but there's all sorts of things in the way. This is the actual screen connector here, which is taped down. So we need to get that bit of tape off. This is the type of connector that just flips up, and then we can remove the screen cable there. What else do we have? We have the digitizer, again a little flip up, and that's out of the way. Now this here is the antenna for the Wi-Fi. Now that's quite delicate, so I'm just going to gently lift that up. Obviously we don't want to pull on the antenna itself too violently, and perhaps some tweezers would help at this point. Okay, so that's that little guy released. That's safekeeping. We'll just lightly place him down there. So we're going to need to take the main processor board out, and that no doubt has some little screws or something. Let's just flip those connections down just in case they get in the way. So I can see here some very small screws. And down here is the camera. So this is the rear facing camera. There's also obviously the front facing one there that we can just gently move out of the way. Don't think we need to disconnect that. And here's a switchboard That's that out of the way. What else do we have? Moving around there. So there's some tape here. There's two screws here holding the SIM card or SD. One of the two. There's another clip here, metal clip holding the circuit board, so another pair of screws. And there's a little plastic bracket, so we'll put that in line with the screws. Right. So the only thing that's holding it now is the battery itself. Now the battery is conveniently stuck to the back of the panel there with some double-sided tape. Now my preferred method for getting that off is with a heated scraper, so we'll get that warmed up and see how we go from there. So here I'm just showing how I use a heated scraper just to get underneath the battery to release it. The double-sided tape that they use is unbelievably strong, and this is about the only way I've found to release it. So now, having released the battery, we can take the main board out. And move all of that to one side. So now what we can do is to remove the rest of the screen. Now the screen is just held on with these metal clips, so we just need to undo all of those. Now with all the little plates removed, it's just a simple matter of lifting the broken screen out. So what I've done now is just to temporarily connect up the replacement screen to test it, because it does come on with a sticker on it which will tear when we take this cover off, and obviously if we find the screen is defective after that point, then we won't be able to return it. So it's always a good idea, same with the phone screen, just to give it a quick test before you actually take it out of its packaging. So pressing it on there, and yes, all is good. So just switch it off. So now we can take it out of its wrapping and put it back into the main screen housing. So I've replaced all of the clips that hold this screen in. So now we can replace the main circuit board. Make sure the on-off buttons and such like are in place. A little bit fiddly, but just getting that in place. Can move these speakers out of the way. That obviously has to go above this board, and that switch is going to sit in there. Okay, that all looks good. There's little locating lugs, so they can help guide you, ensure it's in the right place. So let us put back the clip that held the motherboard in. This guy here. So all that remains to do now is to replace the speakers in the rear cover. So just when replacing the rear cover, let's put the opposite end in from the switches first. Finally the two screws in the end. Okay, so a moment of truth. So, a new fully functional Wolder mitab Epsilon. Excellent.